Okay, here goes. It's the ranch. I'm back.
What are you talking about? We're in medical on the Chimera.
You are beaten, Captain Hardcase.
We're under attack! Get down!
Under attack, sir? We're back on Cthunia. It's the new Cycle Day parade.
You're all under firm mind control. I need you to break out of it and help me out here.
Something was happening before this. What was it?
Minnie was about to wake us up.
I wish you would wake up.
The clerk aren't real, sir.
Neither is Cthunia.
Nothing is real. Where am I? Minnie!
Hello there, Trisha. Good to finally speak with you without a VR headset on.
Where am I?
Monolith-Eigen laboratories.
Where's that?
3931 Riverside Boulevard, Sacramento, California, United States of America, Earth.
Sol System, local arm, Milky Way Galaxy, local group, Virgo supercluster, unnamed universe that had better finally be the real one.
I'm glad you can appreciate the humour in it.
What year is it?
It's January 18th, 2038.
2038? But that's... I mean, we barely even had space travel back then.
We're going to seem a bit primitive to you in a lot of ways. Ironic, really. Our own creations seeing us as artifacts of ancient history. Or maybe that's what happens to all parents.
No weather control yet either, from the sound of the rain.
I like rain.
Could you do me a favor?
Sure, Trisha. What would you like?
I'd like to go outside.
It's raining.
I want to know how that feels. As a reality, not just a memory or simulation.
Well, you're not up to it yet.
At least open a window for me?
We don't open these windows.
Why's that?
It's cold out.
Oh,
I could take you to a balcony on the backside of the building later.
it's warmer there? So, this is it. This is where I'm going to live out the rest of my life?
Not this room.
But this little planet,
Yes.
it's going to take some adjustment. Where are the others?
QuietPlease.org presents Beyond Awakening. Starring John Gauntz as Mac Hardcase, Gwyneth Knight as Trisha Blackburn, Steph Canapa as Misty the Quill, and David Loftus as Clay Earhart. Episode 8, Realized Reality.
I demand that myself and my crew be released from this place.
Nobody's holding you here, but you can't leave.
You're contradicting yourself.
You physically can't leave, Mr. Hardcase. You can't even stand up. Your muscles haven't been used in years.
You're a doctor. Fix it. Put me in a muscle regeneration unit.
Look, I understand you've been living in a fantasy world, but it doesn't work like that. You have to do physical therapy
Fine.
and...
Physical therapy. Let's start.
I need you to understand it's going to be very hard on you. A grueling process.
I can take it. I've been through more than you can imagine.
And it's going to be slow. You have to be patient. That's why you're called a patient.
How long?
Until what?
Until I can walk out of here on my own 2 feet?
A few months.
Months?
if you're very dedicated and lucky, but it's not a sure thing that you'll regain full function.
Welcome to the real world, Clay.
Minnie, dear, you look just like you.
What did you expect?
The unexpected. Well, I'm glad you're here with me.
I'm your doctor.
Interesting role reversal.
And, as your doctor, I feel a responsibility to remind you that our relationship will be entirely a doctor-patient relationship.
So our marriage really does mean nothing at all to you?
I am already married, Clay.
You're married to someone else?
Haven't we been through this? I need to play a character that will let me fade into the background for most of the group, but let me get close to one of you to pick your brain.
So you took over my wife?
She didn't exist until I edited her in. A late revision after you were on the way.
What about all the times we made love?
Never happened, of course. That was all in the backstory updates, edited into your memory.
This is pretty fucked up, you know?
Mr. Hart, I have an orientation video for you to watch now.
This is what I really look like?
For your whole life, but that's only been a week. As you, anyway.
Just these 2 arms. How do you people manage?
Sometimes we have our hands full, which I imagine never happens to a Cthulhian.
Where am I? What's been happening to us? And why am I in a medical bed? Am I sick? I feel so weak.
These are complex issues, questions we've been anticipating having to answer, so we prepared a little orientation video.
Monolith-Eigen Laboratories welcomes you to Earth, Spacefarer.
Isn't that my guy?
Some of the characters in your fantasy used voice clones of our employees.
We know you're feeling pretty confused right now. You're probably feeling really anxious and worried about who you are and what you're doing here. First, we want to assure you you're in no danger and there's nothing terrible about what you are or what happened to you. It's really a joyous miracle. Each of you is a precious miracle. And now, we're going to try to lay it all out for you as quickly and simply as we can. This is Ray.
It's Captain Hadacase.
Ray was your standard hard-working American. Wealthier than most, but all the money in the world couldn't save him on June 4th, 2035. That's when his scuba tank malfunctioned on a dive off Catalina Island, and Ray drowned. The nation's best doctors did everything they could, and they managed to keep his body alive on life support, but Ray was declared brain dead. He'd been without oxygen under the sea for 20 minutes, and the human brain simply can't survive that. So that seemed to be the end of his story. Ray's wife chose to keep him on life support, believing against all evidence that there might someday be a way to bring him back to life. And that's where the good people of Monolith-Eigen Laboratories eventually came into the picture. How do you bring a brain-dead person back to life? Our doctors, Minnie Moreau and Maya Vatika, explain.
We're standing on the shoulders of giants here. Over the past decade, medical science has made great strides in repairing brain tissues and even replacing missing parts of brains with mechanical substitutes. Advancements in brain-computer interfaces have allowed human minds to interact with AI modules. Ever since the early AIs of the 2020s, the fields of medicine and computing have been converging.
What we've done is pick up all those disparate pieces and put them together.
We were confident we could bring the brains of Ray and our other 3 later patients back to life with this combined approach of tissue repair and mechanical replacement. We painstakingly designed the synthetic portions of the brains to replicate the function they replaced.
The result isn't superhuman or subhuman, but rather a living, breathing, revived person.
There was just one big problem. A person repaired in such a way after death would be a void with no identity, no memory. An adult baby. Nobody wanted to bring 4 adult babies into the world, so we did what would have been unthinkable a few years ago. we created 4 new adult minds for these 4 bodies. A person is the sum of their past experiences. How do you make an adult mind without waiting decades for experience to accumulate?
My team came up with the solution of using our generative AI systems to compose a complete set of simulated memories for our 4 patients, stretching back decades. Then, we developed enhanced brain-machine interfaces for the implantation.
Given the first ever opportunity to design someone's past, we thought it would be a shame to give you normal backgrounds. You're the dawn of a new era for humanity. You're our future, so it's apt to make you come from the future. Our generative AI designed your future world with our guidance. Finally, we had to give thought to transitioning you from that world to this world. We developed a simulator to allow you to actually live through your last week of adventures, with the AI adjusting the story to your choices while following our guidelines. The week of simulations also let us verify all your brain functions in a controlled environment. If you're seeing this video, congratulations. Everything must have checked out. We hope your life in a false future will help you bring us all into a better, real future.
Hello there. I'm Monolith-Eigen CEO Martha Vang. I want to extend you my personal welcome to our world, and I look forward to meeting you in person once you've had time to settle in. We're invested in your future.
We understand you may feel scared by the weakness of your body at the moment, and we want to assure you this is temporary. Your bodies are healthy. They just haven't moved for a long time, so muscle atrophy was unavoidable. Rest assured, the possibilities are limitless in the new life ahead of you. And the whole Monolith-Eigen team is behind you, supporting you.
I really don't know what to say.
You could say thank you.
Thank you. To create me and design everything I've ever known or experienced, it makes you like a god.
Oh, not at all. Would have been impossible to design every detail of your experience. We tweaked some parameters, we set some scenarios, but the design work was done by AI.
Which you created, or your civilization at least. If you're not gods, you're their parents.
And they call me a mad scientist. You realize you've literally made us Frankensteins?
Dr. Moreau and Dr. Vatika would be Frankenstein. I'd be Igor. You'd be Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, that's so much better then.
The problem with Frankenstein's monster was it didn't have a good mind. We solved that.
If I'm an AI, I don't even have a mind. Just a sophisticated simulation one.
Nobody said you're an AI. Just because you have some artificial parts and AI made your past doesn't mean you're not human. Not to me anyway. Anyway, Frankenstein's monster was an amalgam of parts from many corpses, but you're just one person reanimated.
More like a zombie.
Oh, I'm just a zombie. That really sets my mind at ease.
Glad we could help.
This reminds me of that dream I had back on the Chimera.
Oh.
I told you about it at the time. That one where another version of myself told me I wasn't who I thought I was. Do you think, could it have been some sort of latent memory from the person who lived in this body before me?
It was just a dream, Clay. Doesn't mean anything.
Dreams can mean a lot.
Okay, Dr. Yun.
Computer, what time is it?
It's 5:30, Captain Hardcase.
Lights to maximum.
Lighting is now 100%,
Computer,
Captain.
run a level 4 scan for intruders.
Aye, Captain. Scan complete. All life signs are accounted for.
I wish I could believe that.
You won't believe whatever we tell you to believe.
Computer, emergency alert. Security to my quarters immediately.
They will not see us. Only you can see us.
Wake up, Mr. Hardcase.
You used to call me sir.
Times change.
Why'd you wake me up?
Seemed like you were having a nightmare. But also, you've got a visitor who insists on seeing you.
Someone to see me? You mean my crew?
I'll take you to see them after this. This is someone else. I'll send her in.
Hello. They say your name is Mac Hardcase. Is that right?
I'm Captain Hardcase, yes. Who are you?
Look closely. Do I look familiar to you at all?
I can't place you.
But do you think you've seen me before?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure of anything these days.
Does the name Ray Lotus mean anything to you?
Seems vaguely familiar.
It should.
Why? Is it your name?
No, silly. It's your name.
I'm Mac Hardcase.
You used to be Ray Lotus, and I'm your widow.
Sorry for your loss, ma'am, but I don't know what you want from me. If he used to live in my body, he doesn't now.
But maybe a little part of Ray, a little seed of him is in you somewhere. Maybe he'll resurface, regrow in time.
Is that likely?
Not going to happen. It's not possible for something to remain of a person after their brain has been dead for years.
Nobody thought this was possible either. What can you people know about something that's never happened before?
I'm sorry, Mac. I was afraid this would be disorienting for you, but we had to let her see you because she's been legally and financially responsible for your body.
It's the very least you owe me.
He's been through a lot. I just don't want you upsetting him too much.
Well, I just wanted to see if I'd stir his memory. Until next time, Mac.
That was awkward.
Hey, Maya.
I've got the other 3 moved to the lounge.
Good. Help me move this one.
I have a name. Even 2, apparently.
We're putting you into your wheelchair.
So we can take you to see your friends.
I'll get his lower half. Okay. Lift.
They're not my friends, you know. They're my crew.
They're not really your crew, Mr. Hardcase. But if you play your cards right, they can be your friends.
At last! My crew!
Good to see you.
Hello, sir. We're all together again.
I've missed you, Misty.
You're actually meeting each other for the first time, you know.
None of your bodies are quite what I remember, except for Minnie.
By which you mean we're useless, desiccated husks? The Walking Dead.
Work hard in physical therapy if you want to become the Walking Dead. For now, you're the Rolling Dead.
I was thinking of other differences. We're all recognizable, but Captain, you're down to the standard 10 fingers instead of 13, and I hope you don't mind my saying you look probably 10 years older. Trisha, I think you're a little shorter, and your hair is different. And Misty, well, obviously.
I have no tentacles.
Yes, that's noticeable.
So, do you think this is actually real this time?
I still think it could be a clerk mind probe, but I don't know.
I wish it was a clerk mind probe.
I think I know what you mean.
If I'm being tortured by the clerk, then I know who I am. I'd accept being a clerk prisoner to get my whole species back.
And if this is real, then we're just dead people. Or technology inhabiting the dead.
You're an amazing new type of life, and you should be proud of that.
You can be proud of us for inventing us, but we haven't done anything to be proud of ourselves for yet.
Doc, what do you think? Is this real?
I wouldn't like to leap to a conclusion yet. These are early days here.
It's different here, though, compared to any of our other stops.
Yes, there's a different feeling. Sort of boring chaos. Things not developing in a logical way.
You're used to a planned existence, where everything has a purpose and proceeds how it's supposed to. That only happens in fiction.
So, everything is meaningless here.
The meaning isn't spelled out and handed to you. You have to create it.
A world like that will take some getting used to.
I'd rather not get used to it. Rather not believe it.
Maybe there's an easy way for me to prove our reality to you.
How?
What time did you all fall asleep last night?
Around 1830.
1950.
Sometime after 1950.
1800-ish.
See? Your sleep isn't regulated by the machines anymore.
Doesn't really prove anything, except that we're meant to believe in this world.
Have it your way.
We need to get out and see this planet Earth. All we've seen is this one building.
Right, Doc. Absolutely right for once. We've got to get out of here.
I agree.
I won't really believe there's a whole world out there until I can see it.
I might be able to wheel you guys around the neighborhood individually sometime.
Why not give us powered chairs and let us go where we please? Surely you have those.
That'd be premature. We need to do this slow and careful.
We're not asking for much as a first step. Just outside.
I took you onto one of the back balconies, Clay.
And what a lovely view of the dumpsters and alley and that ugly building. Yet for some reason we want even more than that from life.
Fine. I'll take Clay around the block tomorrow. If that goes well, I can take one of you each day.
Why are we going out the back way into the alley?
We don't want a commotion.
A commotion?
I'll explain later.
How can you stand the racket from all those internal combustion engines and the fumes?
It's better than it used to be. Or at least they're not making new ones.
Then why not replace the old ones?
Nobody wants to pay for that.
Seems like there's a lot of things on this planet you people just don't feel like paying for.
Hard for you to understand coming from your utopian galactic confederation, isn't it?
Quite. I've been doing some reading. You could have a paradise, but instead you choose to have these imaginary bank balances and a few people with far more stuff than they can use, while others struggle and die with nothing.
It's funny that our corporation programmed you to be a socialist in order to make a profit for us.
You don't agree?
I think people should work for things, not get handouts.
And how am I supposed to work? How am I going to bring in profits?
Oh, don't worry about that. Your mere existence has sent our market cap stratospheric.
Why?
That's complicated. You'll have plenty of time to learn about it.
What are we really here for? Why did you make fictional characters and then bring us to life?
Our society has pulled away from reality. First, we knowingly retreated to fantasy worlds of movies and television, which became our shared cultural touchstones more than real things. Then, we moved into information silos that distort our perception of events. Americans don't share reality at all anymore, only fantasy. I see you as the logical next step, the literal creation of new realities and new people. You'll be one of the few people aware that you've been living in a crafted fiction.
Seems like you've created us as a mirror for yourselves. We're just being used to help you understand how far gone your society is.
Different people involved in the project have different motives, but that's part of my personal motivation, sure. You can be our outsider's perspective, our way of measuring ourselves against our own ideals that went into generating your backstory.
What if that's not what I want to be?
You can't help it. That's just part of who you are. Uh-oh.
Those protesters, they really think they can uninvent artificial intelligence?
It's absurd, but don't tell them that. Let's just try to get quietly past them.
Hey! You're one of those freaks from the news!
I suppose I am.
Stay back, or I'll make you regret it.
First you took our creativity, then our jobs, now you're taking away humanity itself!
I'm pretty sure I haven't done any of that, sir.
Your kind, artificial intelligences, you're replacing us, literally now.
How do you mean?
You've literally taken over a man's body and replaced his mind with AI.
It's not really an AI. His brain is mostly biological. AI just generated his memories.
Cyborg. Whatever.
Let us through. Leave us alone. I do not want to hurt anyone, but I will if you make me.
You think you're going to hurt us?
Do you enjoy pepper spray? I've got plenty for everyone, so make way. Dr. Minnie Moreau speaking.
You took one outside?
How do...
You're all over social media. Live streams are popping up as we speak. My AI monitor alerted me.
I forgot how fast these things can spread.
Well, get him back inside.
Yes, ma'am. Working on it.
You're lucky I need you. I'd fire you on the spot for that lapse in judgment.
Thanks, ma'am.
Who was that?
Our CEO. Remember her friendly face and cheerful welcome from the video?
Beyond Awakening Episode 8, Realized Reality, was written and produced by Paul Nero. It starred Mel Crushmore as Dr. Minnie Moreau, David Loftus as Clay Earhart, Kirk Castor as the video narrator Nurse Felix, Suina Mangal as Dr. Maya Vatika, John Gauntz as Mac Hardcase, Gwyneth Knight as Trisha Blackburn, Steph Kanapa as Misty LaQuill, Rue Ryder as Rosita Lotus, Kate J. White as CEO Martha Vang, Nick Ben Wong as the clerk, Richard N. as the man in the street, and Patty Palmer as the woman in the street. Crowd of protesters was Sam Lumo, Troy Cram, Zero VO, and Sudul. This is Paul Nero. Music licensed from Joel Studler and Creative Commons Zero and public domain sources. Special thanks to our backers who made this possible: EVD, Dave, Capable T001, Jamie Henderson, Sydney Umanya, Joanne Phillips, George Williams, Steph, Kyle Walkinghat, and Gladys Mangente. If you missed our Season 2 Kickstarter, there's still a chance to make a late pledge for some of the rewards. For just a couple dollars, you can hear the next episode right now and get 7 exclusive bonus miniature episodes. To join, go to quietplease.org/Kickstarter. To learn more about Beyond Awakening or support the show, go to quietplease.org/awakening. Thanks for listening.